Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We are from group 4. Okay, so we're gonna explain about basic concept of tax, cutters and collectors. Okay, so first of all, we will introduce ourselves. I'm Muhammad Gazawi Riyadi, and we have 3 members in this group. There are me, I'm Muhammad Gazawi Riyadi. Second one is Ilham Maulana Yorza, and the third one is Siti Nuranisa Ziar. So to the first presenter is Siti Nuranisa. So this is the first material. Let's move on.
In accordance with the taxpayers' WP rights and obligations cycle, in addition to monthly payments made by themselves, there are monthly payments made by a withholding or collection mechanism made by a third party. In this mechanism, a third party is appointed based on taxation provisions to withhold or collect taxes and deposit it in the state treasury. Types of tax withholding or collection in Indonesia include income tax (PPh) Article 21, PPh Article 22, PPh Article 23, PPh Article 26, PPh Article 4, Paragraph 2, Income Tax Article 15. Withholding or collection of these types of taxes are called withholding tax system. Apart from these types of taxes, the tax system in Indonesia recognizes the collection of value-added tax (PPN) and sales tax on luxury goods (PPNBM). Even though it is not included in the withholding tax system scenario, the collection of VAT and PPNBM must be considered due to its obligations related to third-party taxation obligations. First, withholding income tax Article 21 is carried out by the party giving income to individual domestic taxpayers in connection with the work or activity carried out. For example, salary payments received by employees are deducted by the employing company. Taxpayers in the form of bodies are appointed by the taxation law as withholding income tax Article 21 on income paid to employees and non-employees. Then, individual taxpayers can also be appointed as withholding income tax Article 21 as long as there is a clear designation from the tax office where the individual taxpayer is registered. Second, the collection of PPh Article 22 is carried out by certain parties appointed by the Minister of Finance in connection with the payments for the delivery of goods, such as the delivery of goods by partners to government treasurers, imports of goods and business activities in certain fields, as well as sales of goods classified as very luxurious. The collection of income tax Article 22 includes collection of 1. Purchase of goods by government agencies, 2. Import activities, 3. The production of certain goods, for example the production of steel, paper, cigarettes, and automotives, 4. Purchases of materials for industrial or export purpose by industrial enterprises or exporters in the forestry, plantation, agriculture, and fishery sectors from collecting traders. 5. Income tax collection on sales of luxury items. WP can be appointed as a collector of income tax Article 22 or can also be the party to be collected with income tax Article 22 at the same time. Third, withholding income tax Article 23 is made by the party giving income in connection with payments in the form of dividends, interest, royalty, leases, and services to domestic corporate taxpayers and permanent establishments. Corporate taxpayers are appointed to withhold Article 23 income tax, while individual taxpayers are not appointed to withhold Article 23 income tax. On the other hand, if the taxpayer receives income which is the object of withholding income tax Article 23, an income provider employer is also withholding PPh Article 23, the income received will be deducted by the income tax Article 23 by withholding party.
Fourth, withholding income tax Article 26 is made by the income provider in connection with payments in the form of dividends, interest, royalties, gifts, and other income to foreign taxpayers. taxpayers, both individuals and bodies, are appointed to withhold Article 26 income tax or in accordance with the provisions of the tax treaty. Fifth, the withholding of final income tax Article 4, paragraph 2 is made by the party giving income in connection with payments for certain objects such as land and or building leases, construction services, transfer or rights to land and or buildings, and others. What is meant here is that the tax withheld collected by the income provider or paid by the income recipient himself. The tax calculation has been completed and can be credited again in the calculation of income tax on the annual SPT. Corporate taxpayers are appointed to withhold Article 4, paragraph 2 income tax, while individual WPs are not appointed to withhold Article 4, paragraph 2 income tax. On the other hand, if the taxpayer receives income which is the object of withholding income tax Article 4, paragraph 2, and the provider of the income or the employer is also withholding income tax Article 4, paragraph 2, the income received will be deducted from Article 4, paragraph 2 by the cutting party. However, if the taxpayer receives income which is the object of income tax Article 4, paragraph 2, and the party providing the income is an individual or not a cutter, then the taxpayer is required to pay the income tax Article 4, paragraph 2 themselves. For example, in a rental transaction or property sale, land and or buildings. 6. Withholding income tax Article 15 is the withholding of income tax made by the party giving income to certain taxpayers who use special calculation norms. Certain taxpayers are international shipping or aviation companies, foreign insurance companies, oil, gas, and geothermal drilling companies, foreign trading companies, companies investing in the form of building to deliver. Corporate taxpayers are appointed to withhold Article 15 income tax, while individual taxpayers are not appointed to withhold Article 15 income tax. On the other hand, if the WP receives income which is the object of Article 15 income tax withholding and the provider of income or the employer is also withholding Article 15 income tax, then income received will be deducted from Article 15 income tax by the cutter. However, if the taxpayer receives income which is the object of income tax Article 15 and the party providing the income is an individual or not a deduction, then the WP is obligated to pay the Article 15 income tax by themselves.
Okay, now I'm gonna explain about fat collectors. So, the first, what is fat collector? Fat collectors are bodies or agencies appointed by the Minister of Finance and are obligated to collect, deposit, and report payable taxes on the delivery of taxable goods or taxable service. In Indonesia, we know it as BKP or JKP. Then, who are fat collectors? In accordance with the direction of the Minister of Finance, the fat collectors in its implementation divided into three, namely the first, the government treasurers, treasury office, and state treasuries. Government treasurers are treasurers or officials who make payment for transaction with an interest in the government itself. Transaction funds come from the APBN or APBD. These government treasurers consist of treasurers from the central and local governments. Okay, these are the following agencies that included in the government treasury. A. Treasurers of central and local government. B. Official appointed directly by the minister or head of the institution as treasurer. C. Director General of Budget or the State Treasury and Treasury Office is now known as the Director General of the Treasury. Okay. The second is the power of attorney or contractor. Based on Article 1, PMK 73, PMK 03, 2010, what is meant by a power of attorney or contractor is KKKS. So what is KKKS? There is cooperation contract contractors. KKKS are parties that have a cooperation contract with the government, namely permanent business entities or companies holding management rights in a block or area that have the right to carry out Indonesian oil and gas exploitation activities. So the third is BUMN. BUMN is a business entity whose capital is partly or wholly owned by the state through direct participation originating from state assets. BUMN consists of two types, namely the company at least 51% of its share belong to the government, and payroll, all capital owned by the government. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you very much.
기억 속을